Well, will Aston Villa get the new manager bounce with Unai Emery? Well, there's your answer. Aston Villa 3-1 winners there against United, and it was not a good team performance. I would go as far as to say it was an abysmal team performance in a match where I think Erik ten Hag made some mistakes with the selection. I think he made some mistakes in the actual in-game management. But in terms of the togetherness that we have seen over these last 4, 5, 6 weeks, the core of how our form has turned around, everything was thrown out the window today. Completely thrown out of the window. Villa came out of the blocks firing. They got 2 early goals, mistakes. Lindelof overcommitting a bit like Harry Maguire. And then Baye had the fucking pace. Great finish. Martinez with a hospital pass to Shaw. Free kick. Digne, unstoppable free kick. But United got back into that game. And as bad as that first half was, and it was a very, very bad first half, it really was, we had the whole game in our hands. Perfect time for Shaw to get that deflected, not equaliser, but deflected goal back. 2-1 going into half-time. Let's manage this second half properly, and we can go and do it. But we did the complete and utter opposite. They had a shot within 9 seconds in the second half. Their third goal, where was Donny van der Beek marking on the edge of the box? You had Eriksen and Casemiro running and covering their men, and Jacob Ramsey just strolled in on the edge of the box, and that's what happened all day in midfield. Eriksen today looked fatigued. Jaded. He looked like he's just played in an October where there were 9 games. He looks like he's been playing every 3 days because he has. Eriksen was faded. Just Manchester United as a collective was faded. And I'll tell you what, the Donny van der Beek experiment. Calls for Donny van der Beek to be starting over Bruno Fernandes. I hope they go very quiet after that game. Van der Beek is not good enough to be starting for Manchester United in the Premier League right now. That's an end of story. Right? Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Another chance. He had a chance. Van der Beek was invisible today. A bit like Cristiano Ronaldo was up front. I don't particularly think it was a mistake from Erik ten Hag to start him. I personally wouldn't have. But given that Bruno was suspended, he needed someone else to be in there and operate as a number 10. Van der Beek let him down. Van der Beek, again, was invisible like he was invisible away against Sociedad. Stop calling for Van der Beek to play for United at this moment in time. I'm not sure he can. I genuinely don't know. But look, I've praised Erik ten Hag for so many things that he has done right so far this season. I think in that game, he got quite a few of the decisions wrong. Ronaldo can count himself lucky. The fact that he made that full 90 minutes. I'm bored of saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. But I will say it one more time. We are a less cohesive team and a unit with this man in the team. Simple as that. Even when we make subs towards the end, Ronaldo stayed on and Martial was played out of position to accommodate for Ronaldo. Why are we accommodating for him? Ronaldo was given the armband today, 2 weeks after he was dropped and punished by Ten Hag for refusing to come on as a substitute. Ten Hag gave him the armband. Now, if that isn't an olive branch, I don't know what is. What did Ronaldo do today? He was looking for the balls over the top constantly. That's what he was looking, and every player was looking for it as well. I've spoken about this before. We play differently with Ronaldo in the team. We do. If you can't admit that and see that right now, fair enough. You're not watching the game properly. We really do play different with him in the team. Every time we were looking for the ball over the top, it wasn't coming off because Eriksen was jaded. Van der Beek, well, he was non-existent. Casemiro couldn't find the balls. Delo, sure. We couldn't find the balls into Ronaldo. And he was just frustrated. That's why he got into a scrap and a tussle with Tyrone Mings. Because he was frustrated. That's all Ronaldo is these days. Just frustrated. Because he is frustrated. He's not that Ronaldo anymore. And he can't accept it. And I'll tell you one mistake, one big mistake I think that Erik ten Hag made today. And I knew it as soon as I saw it on the starting 11. Marcus Rashford on the right wing. I thought that nightmare had finished last season. But because Garnacho was banging form, Garnacho started on the left and Rashford accommodated Ronaldo up front, and the fact that Anthony's missing and Sancho's missing and Bruno Fernandes was suspended, Rashford on the right-hand side, Rashford was non-existent. Every time Rashford plays on the right, he plays like that. Maybe Ten Hag didn't watch enough of United last season to understand that. But I think from an in-game management perspective, I think Ten Hag left a lot to be desired there today. It's a long season and these sorts of games are going to come. And I personally think it's a consequence of us playing 9 games in October. Look, we played without our first choice left winger at left wing. We played without our first choice striker as striker. We played without our first choice right winger at right wing. We played without our first choice number 10. And we played without our first choice centre-back partner to Martinez. I think United faded in that game, and the new manager bounce, that gave Villa the energy that they needed. And it was just one of those games where they just had all... They were first to the second balls. It was the sort of things we were talking about after Brentford. The sort of things that we've sort of kicked to the side, and how good our form has been. I thought Casemiro was trying to sort of instill that in the middle, but it just wasn't cohesive enough. There were too many gaps. There were too many errors. I thought Garnacho was a little bit of a bright spark on the left-hand side, but it was an isolated spark. Man United were just dour today. There was no real togetherness. Again, cliches. When it's one of those games, you're going to start speaking about cliches, and that's exactly what I'm going to start speaking about, because it is. We didn't have that. Martinez, even he was getting frustrated and angry towards the end. You could see that, elbows out. He plays with that aggression, but if United had played with half of the amount of aggression that Martinez did today, and the application, then maybe we would have got something from that game, but we didn't. And that's exactly why Villa are walking away with 3, I would say, quite straightforward points against United there. It's a weekend where Chelsea dropped points. We could have gained on them. We might be able to gain points on Liverpool or Spurs, depending on the result of that game. But we didn't. And I think Ten Hag, surely he's learned a few things today. First and foremost, don't be playing Rashford on the right wing. Second of all, this is no agenda anymore. This is just no agenda. Ronaldo is just not Ronaldo anymore. I'm guessing that Martial wasn't fit to start this game. Otherwise, you're starting him all day long. But even when Ten Hag brought him on there, he played him in the number 10 role to accommodate for Ronaldo. And I was kind of scratching my head saying, what are you doing that for? It was weird. We needed subs at half-time, I would argue. And Van der Beek, man. Don't be shouting Van der Beek in the comments at me anymore. I did not think he should have been starting in the Premier League. And he's just proved the point. Sam, he just needs chances. He just needs chances. He just needs time. He just needs chances. Shit. This sentimental mentality is what's been a straitjacket for our progress over the last few years. Just give him another chance. Give him another chance. Give him another... No. It wasn't good enough. Nobody was good enough today. As I said, it was an abysmal team performance. And for a manager who's got so much right, I think, so far, I don't think he changed that game well enough. I think we could have managed it a little bit better. And yeah, for United to go from that, getting that deflected goal back before half-time, and you're thinking, game on. Let's bury how bad that first half was, and let's kick on. And instead, it was bad, wasn't it? And I'll tell you what, we need another playmaker of Christian Eriksen's quality in the summer transfer window. It's the summer transfer window where we need a new striker, because this man, he's gone. He's not Ronaldo anymore. Even when he had a chance there, it was a header from 6 yards out, just straight at the goalkeeper. And heading is one of the... I'm tired of having to try and defend myself against Ronaldo. So when every single week there's more and more and more and more evidence for the fact that he should not be starting for Manchester United, and he wouldn't be starting for Manchester United if we had our players fit. I think today was a culmination of just fixture pile up, a culmination of poor mistakes, selection issues. Rashford shouldn't have been on the right wing. Maybe that was because he was accommodating for Garnacho. It was weird. I didn't like it. It wasn't the team, this United team that we have seen over these last 5, 6, 7 weeks. In October, 6 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat against City. That there is a defeat against Villa. They got the new manager bounce. They were obviously going to be a little bit better, but it's just... The game came at the right time for Aston Villa and the wrong time for Manchester United. But that's what happens across the course of a season. I'm not going to lose my shit over it. I think just stop criticising Ronaldo. Sorry, not Ronaldo. Bruno is what I would say. We miss Bruno massively today. And I've been arguing it. And again, I've seen... It's almost like I'm correct. We miss Bruno when he's not in there. He might be frustrating. He might be overzealous sometimes. Take him out of the team and you can get a midfield performance that looks a lot like that. Frustrated, yes. Mistakes were made both by the players and Erik Ten Hag. It's a shame. The new manager bounce worked. Frustrating defeat. And totally different to that United that we've seen and been raving about over these last, 6 weeks or so.